Most people have no idea that their lives are being controlled, not by fate, not by some force out there, but by something far more intimate, far more subtle, and far more silent. There's an invisible program running in the background of your mind. It operates quietly, persistently, shaping your decisions, your reactions, your reality. And the most astonishing part is, this program is not even yours. It was written without your conscious permission. It was built from childhood experiences, from words spoken by others, from moments of fear, shame, rejection, from everything that once made you feel small, powerless, or unseen. Today, it governs 95% of your life, and you don't even notice it. Bruce Lipton, a pioneer in epigenetics, brings a truth so profound, yet so often ignored. You are not the victim of your genes. You are not condemned to live under the weight of inherited patterns or family stories. No, you are the programmer, the architect, the creator. And whether you realize it or not, your biology, your very cells are listening. Not to your desires, not to your hopes, but to the deep unconscious beliefs you carry inside. And here's where the veil becomes thinner. Greg Braden reminds us that this is not just biology. This is the language of the universe. The field that connects everything, the unified field, does not speak in words. It doesn't hear what you wish for. It reads something else entirely. It reads your emotional frequency, your vibration, the truth you hold in your nervous system. Not the one you declare with your voice, but the one that pulses in your body. This is why so many people feel stuck. They read the books. They study the laws of manifestation. They practice affirmations. They visualize. They hope, but deep down, they feel the same. Trapped in cycles of scarcity, of loneliness, of illness, of stagnation. Why? Because there is a silent disconnect between what the conscious mind wants and what the subconscious body believes is possible. This is the paradox. This is the hidden barrier, the unspoken gap between desire and manifestation, between thought and reality, between what you say and what you truly are, vibrationally, biologically, emotionally. And until this gap is seen, until it is understood, nothing changes. Nothing truly shifts. Because the universe, the quantum field, does not respond to what you want. It responds to who you are. At the deepest biological level, this is where the real transformation begins. There's something deeply painful, yet rarely acknowledged. That happens when someone steps onto the path of transformation. You begin with hope. You begin with clarity. You declare to the universe what you want: abundance, healing, love, freedom. But time passes, and nothing seems to change. And slowly frustration creeps in, doubt whispers, and the question arises, why isn't it working? Bruce Lipton reveals the unsettling truth. While your conscious mind is the part of you that desires change, it is shockingly powerless most of the time. The conscious mind governs only about 5% of your day. The other 95% belongs to the subconscious, a vast database of beliefs, memories, emotions, and patterns operating beneath your awareness. It is automatic. It is relentless. It is precise. And here's the uncomfortable realization. You can say, I want abundance all day long. You can write it, chant it, sing it. But if your body, your subconscious still vibrates fear, unworthiness, scarcity, your electromagnetic field will broadcast that frequency louder than any words ever could. It's as if your conscious mind is typing in a destination on a GPS, but the subconscious is holding a completely different map, a map drawn from your childhood wounds, from moments you were told you were not enough, from stories of failure, rejection, and disappointment. This incoherence between mind and body creates static, a chaotic signal that not only confuses the field around you, but sabotages every attempt at manifestation. This is the silent trap, the spiritual performance, trying to change your reality without changing the program that is running the reality. Smiling on the outside while the nervous system trembles with old fears. Speaking about love while the body vibrates abandonment. Declaring wealth while the cells echo memories of lack. This is not failure. This is not weakness. This is biology. This is the architecture of the human experience. And until this hidden program is seen, felt, and transformed, no tool, no affirmation, no vision board will ever bridge the gap between what you consciously desire and what you biologically believe to be true. There's something even deeper, something far more insidious that most people never realize. Suffering can become familiar. Scarcity can become comfortable. Not because it feels good, not because anyone chooses it, but because the human body, the biological system, learns to adapt, and in that adaptation, it can become addicted. Neuroscience has shown that every emotion, every thought, every belief triggers a chemical reaction. When you feel fear, your brain releases a specific cocktail of chemicals. When you feel anger or sadness or shame, the same thing happens. The body is flooded with neurochemicals that match the emotional state. And if those emotions are repeated often enough, the cells, the nervous system, the entire biology begins to crave them. This is not metaphor. This is not philosophy. This is hard biology. If you have spent years, perhaps decades, feeling not enough, feeling abandoned, feeling financially insecure, feeling unworthy of love, then your body has learned how to survive in that chemical environment. It knows it. It understands it. And even if it's painful, it feels familiar. It feels safe. This is why so many people struggle with the concept of positive thinking. The mind tries, it says, I choose abundance. It says, I am worthy. But underneath, the body trembles. The nervous system contracts. The cells whisper, but this isn't who we are. This isn't what we know. And the body, desperate for the familiar, will unconsciously seek out situations, relationships, and patterns that deliver the same emotional chemistry it has grown addicted to. This is not failure. This is survival. It's how the human organism maintains what it perceives as safety, even if that safety is built on pain. And when you finally try to break free, when you declare, no more scarcity, no more suffering, the biology resists. The brain fires signals of danger. The nervous system screams, this isn't safe, because stepping into abundance, into joy, into freedom, means stepping into the unknown. And the unknown, even when beautiful, feels terrifying to a body addicted to familiar pain. This is the biochemical trap of the human experience. And understanding it, seeing it, is the first crack in the walls of the prison. This is where the truth becomes almost unbearable to the logical mind, and yet liberating to the awakened heart. The universe, the quantum field, life itself, does not respond to what you want. It does not respond to what you hope. It does not respond to your carefully crafted affirmations or the perfectly worded intentions whispered under the stars. It responds to something far more primal, far more intimate. It responds to what your biology, your nervous system, your electromagnetic field believes to be true. Bruce Lipton's work in epigenetics shattered the illusion that thoughts alone create reality, because not all thoughts are equal. A fleeting desire, a mental wish, a surface-level affirmation is just a whisper. But a belief, a real embodied cellular belief, is a command. It is a biochemical signal. It shifts the expression of your genes. It alters the structure of your cells. It changes the electromagnetic broadcast of your heart. And that is what the quantum field listens to. Neville Goddard spoke this truth decades ago, before science had the words to explain it. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are. And now, physics, neuroscience, and biology converge to prove it. You are not speaking to the universe with your words. You are speaking to it with your vibration, with your coherence, or with your incoherence. This is why repeating empty affirmations rarely works. You can say, I am abundant 1,000 times, but if your nervous system is contracted in fear, if your heart is heavy with memories of failure, if your body carries the cellular imprint of unworthiness, then the vibration emitted is not abundance. It is lack. It is fear. It is resistance. The quantum field, the matrix of reality, reads coherence. It listens to alignment. It feels the harmony between mind, heart, and body. And when that harmony is fractured, when the conscious mind says one thing and the subconscious body screams another, reality mirrors the louder signal. And the louder signal is always the one held in the body and the emotional field. In the subconscious, this is not punishment. This is not cruelty. This is the sacred precision of the universe. It cannot lie. It cannot be deceived. It simply mirrors who and what you truly are. Vibrationally, biologically, emotionally, beyond words. And now the question arises. If the universe responds not to what we consciously wish, but to the biological truth coded in our cells, how then do we change that truth? How do we shift the frequency of our being so that reality itself begins to reorganize in response? The answer is both ancient and scientific, both mystical and practical. It begins with coherence. Bruce Lipton, along with countless studies in neuroscience and bioenergetics, reveals something extraordinary. The heart is not just a pump. It is an electromagnetic powerhouse. The field generated by the heart is up to 5,000 times stronger than that of the brain. This is not poetic metaphor. This is measurable science. The heart broadcasts. The heart informs. The heart speaks directly to the quantum field. When the mind, the heart, and the nervous system are in alignment, something miraculous happens. The electromagnetic field becomes coherent, clear, harmonious, and that coherence becomes a magnetic signal, a gravitational pull that begins to organize matter, opportunity, and possibility in accordance with the vibration being emitted. Neuroplasticity proves that the brain is not fixed. It is not a prison of old patterns. It is malleable, flexible, capable of rewiring itself when given the right emotional and energetic input. But it requires more than thinking. It requires embodiment. It requires feeling. It requires presence. When you slow down, when you breathe deeply, when you shift from survival into safety, when you drop from the chaotic noise of the mind into the grounded intelligence of the heart, the field around you changes, your biology shifts, your cells begin to release the chemistry of expansion rather than contraction, and the quantum field listens. This is not about forcing. It is not about striving. It is about becoming, about generating a frequency of gratitude, of love, of abundance, not because you are begging the universe to deliver it, but because you choose right now to embody the emotional reality of what you desire as if it is already true. The practice of conscious observation, the art of emotional alchemy, the discipline of choosing coherent states becomes a spiritual technology, a living, breathing bridge between biology and reality, between the inner world and the outer mirror. And in this coherence, the quantum responds, not as a reward, not as luck, but as a natural reflection of the frequency you have chosen to become. Imagine for a moment that your entire life is a garden, a living, breathing ecosystem, where everything you experience is a reflection of what has been planted, nourished, and grown within. Your mind is the gardener. It chooses the seeds, seeds of abundance, seeds of healing, seeds of freedom. But the gardener alone cannot guarantee growth, because no matter how pure the seed, if the soil is dry, toxic, or depleted, nothing flourishes. And the soil is your biology, your nervous system, your emotional body, your subconscious. It holds the nutrients or the poisons of your past. It holds the imprints of your childhood, the stories of scarcity, the memories of pain, the beliefs you never consciously chose, but were handed to you before you even had the words to question them. You can plant a seed of prosperity, but if the soil is saturated with beliefs like, I am not enough or I am unworthy, that seed cannot grow. You can water it with attention, but if the roots sink into the chemistry of fear, contraction, and self-rejection, it will wither. This is the hidden reason why manifestation fails. It is not the fault of the seed. It is the condition of the soil, and the soil must be healed. It must be purified. The old weeds of limiting beliefs, the toxic roots of unprocessed trauma, the hardened earth of emotional numbness must be softened, transformed, rewoven, and then something profound happens. When the soil becomes rich with safety, with love, with coherence, the seeds take root. Your attention becomes the water. Your elevated emotions become the sunlight. And what once seemed impossible begins to grow, because the quantum field does not deliver what you wish for. It mirrors what you cultivate. It does not respond to the words spoken from your lips, but to the frequency emitted from your heart, from your nervous system, from the very fabric of your being. You are the gardener, you are the soil, you are the seed. And when all three are in harmony, reality has no choice but to reflect the beauty, the abundance, and the freedom that you have become. And now, everything converges into one undeniable truth. Bruce Lipton leaves no room for doubt. Change the program, and you change your life. This is not a poetic statement. This is biological. This is quantum. This is reality itself responding, reorganizing, reconfiguring, in direct alignment with the vibration you embody. Greg Braden reminds us that the universe is not some distant force, judging, deciding, or rewarding. No, the universe is a mirror, a precise, sensitive mirror. And this mirror does not reflect your conscious mind. It does not reflect the words you speak or the goals you write. It reflects the electromagnetic code, the vibrational signal stored in your heart, your nervous system, your field. So the question echoes now, louder than ever. If your life is not changing, if the patterns persist, then what still lives in your biological soil? What stories, what fears, what ancient programs still whisper beneath your awareness, shaping the reality you experience? And the truth, as confronting as it may be, is also the greatest liberation. Because it is not about wanting, it is not about hoping, it is not even about trying, it is about becoming. Your biology must embody the frequency of what you seek. Your nervous system must feel safe in the reality you desire. Your field must vibrate in coherence with the life you are calling forth. This is the real work, the sacred work, the quiet revolution that begins within. The garden waits, the soil listens, and the mirror of the universe simply reflects back exactly what you have chosen to nurture, to heal, and to become. You are the gardener of your reality. You are the architect of the invisible. And in that knowing, everything begins to change.